Welcome to Invictus Motors for a review of the Audi S5. This is on a 2017 plate. It has the 3-litre Quattro 6-cylinder direct fuel injection FSI system, and they don't make it like this anymore. I mean, this was the last of the 3-litre petrol engines. After this, there are now the 3-litre diesel, which has put some people off from continually to upgrade to the next iteration of the S5. This was traded into us from a customer that bought a 2016 plate Porsche Panamera that has the same rear end as the Porsche 911. Right off the bat, let's talk about the way it drives. And what I can tell you is that the all-wheel drive Quattro system with the 8-speed automatic gearbox makes it extremely capable to not only handle grip to the road, but also in conditions like that we're in right now, where it's raining, it's a bit wet on the road, and one can easily end up, unfortunately, in a ditch. This is the ultimate car for those kind of conditions from a price point of view. Now, in terms of performance, the 3-litre 6-cylinder engine produces 350 brake horsepower. These cars are incredibly torquey. It produces 500 Newton meters of torque. The 0 to 60 is a conservative 4.7 seconds. You still got to remember that this is, in some ways, is still a family car. It's a 5-door sportsback, and to be able to do that kind of 0 to 60 is credit to Audi for producing a phenomenal car like this. In terms of MPG, city driving, you can get about 29 miles per gallon, and you can sort of get as high as 46 miles per gallon. These cars are extremely sports orientated, but at the same time they are very, very practical. I have taken one of these to Austria for a skiing holiday, and during sort of the lunch break, because I'd absolutely be knackered, I would actually sleep in the back of my car because the seats fold and you have enough leg room to lie absolutely flat, which means that they can be practical in the sense that should you be going down to IKEA and picking up some furniture, you don't have to worry about having a lack of boot space in any way, form or shape. Now, in terms of the rest of the driving capability, you've got this button here which you can press for the various drive selects mode. Right now we're in the comfort mode. You can see you've got the efficiency, auto, dynamic and individual. We will actually put it into the dynamic mode, and right from the get-go you can actually hear the exhaust note change completely. Not sure if you were able to hear the sound of the exhaust through my microphone. If we didn't have this slow coach at the front, I could actually illustrate to drive a little faster to capture the essence and the beauty of what this engine sounds like, and I think we can do it now. Despite us being on countryside lanes and sort of zigzagging from a corner to a corner, it handles phenomenally well. Now let's talk about the inside, as we're on the inside and sort of giving you my perspective on the inside of this S5, and just in general, what people should really be speccing them as. This has the sport steering wheel, and obviously this being the S5 continues to remind you with an S here at the bottom of the steering wheel, and it holds and adjusts extremely well. And I'm also sitting on the sport steering wheel. I'm also sitting on the Audi S5 sport seats, and it's got this beautiful stitching that's done through the upholstery here in the center that gives it very much a sport, or ultimately a luxury feel to the seats. You would be interested to know what kind of a suspension setup this has. The S5s all come on the sports suspension setup, and obviously the drive select mode contributes to some degree to how the car actually drives from a comfort point of view. Now, the biggest change, or the notable change in my opinion, that the S5 went through, well, this generation of the S5 went through, is the fact it's got this virtual cockpit. Hopefully the cameraman can just pick up this view right here in the middle. You can actually change the views. I mean, right now I've got date and time and the center speed gauge here on the left. It's the mobile connection. But if I press the view button, it's just beautiful. I mean, you could then go through these buttons here, and we're on the map menu. The consumption, it's telling us to refuel. It's got DAB radio, and I'll leave it on the map. And that is pretty remarkable, for Audi to sort of have this in some ways I would say an infotainment system here right in the center of the vehicle, so you're not distracted having to look at this screen there, which is great to have for additional information, but you've got everything that you need right here. It's also a multifunctional steering wheel with cruise control. We've already talked about the fantastic 8-speed auto transmission, which you can also drive in sort of a manual setting. It's got DAB radio, so you've got all your controls here for the radio and to also control this central console. It's got 3-zone climate control system. This is the major spec that I wanted to highlight in the S5. From an owner's point of view, this has 2 owners since new. The previous owner was a main dealer, so this was ultimately a show car with all the bells and whistles that a car should have to allow prospective customers to spec their car to a spec like this. Most of the mileage has been done by the current owner, who's had it from approximately March 2020. And overall, the condition this is in is absolutely phenomenal, which I'd like to show you. But before we talk about any of the exterior features in terms of the front and rear, I would like to actually ask my cameraman to let you guys listen to the exhaust now. Hopefully the cameraman was able to capture the beautiful the beautiful sound from the sports exhaust, but also on the outside, this is in the brilliant black metallic color, and it's got the LED front headlights and also rear LED lights, and you've got the side indicators here that look absolutely gorgeous in that aluminium housing. It's got a private plate because the previous customer's name was Leo, and I love the quad exhaust setup here on the back as well. Again, you've got this aluminium theme going all the way around the car. This is in the brilliant black metallic color, and as talked about, I love the practicality of the S5, and you've got so much space here at the back, and this has the 3-seat layout on the back. And the S5 actually, as a matter of fact, has half an inch extra leg room here at the back, in comparison to the standard A5, because the S5 just are that bit longer. And I mentioned the 3 climate control system. It can be quite handy because people at the back might prefer to manage the temperature here at the back, how they like it. And on the front, what I like is the Audi rings that are displayed here as soon as you open the door. Extremely well finished here with Alcantara, again with the aluminium theme, and that sort of continues all the way onto the inside of the vehicle with a sport seat, sport steering wheel, the virtual cockpit. I mean, this literally have, you know, an extremely high spec with all the bells and whistles anyone would want in a car like this. And not to forget, this also has the fully electric adjustable sport seats with also lumbar adjustability. The rest of the spec for the vehicle is also on our advert. I hope you've actually enjoyed our short comprehensive review of the S5, its practicality, basically the kind of spec it has. And please don't forget to press that subscribe button and you know, give us a thumbs up and keep an eye out for future videos. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.